Hello, hello. Let's wait. I know someone's here. Let's see if anybody else hops on. We had a snow day. Man, why do I look so close? We had a snow day this morning. It was exciting. If you can hear me in the chat, if someone could type in the chat, that would be awesome. Hello, hello, everyone. Hi, Joan. Hi, Janet. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you. New York Sunshine. I love that name. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Jelaine. I'm doing well. I am doing well. Okay, so now that I know that you can hear me and a couple of you have popped on, thank you for the thumbs up already. That's so sweet. You're here. Hi, Gail. It's nice to see everybody. This is my second live of the day. This morning I was on with Tabitha of Long Island Yarn and Farm, and she was so gracious to have me on her Marketplace Live with Vogue Knitting Live. So if any of you are still interested in getting your Marketplace ticket, I'm pretty sure you can still. Hi, Ruth Ann. Hi, Loria. Thank you. I'm going to discuss this sweater a little bit. This was a test knit that I did a long time ago, but it's just coming out. So it's exciting. Good afternoon. Oh, you weren't able to go to the Marketplace? That's okay. That's okay. There's 4 different sessions, and on my Instagram grid, not on my grid, in my stories, you can see all the times that Tabitha's going to be on. I'll be on again tomorrow from 12 to 1, but that's it. Hi, Karen. Hello, Colleen. It's nice to see everyone. So I haven't been on in a couple weeks. Last week, I did a lot of lives for other people, and when that happens, I kind of really don't feel like I have anything else to say. Oh, thank you, Joan. Joan needs a happy face today. I know. I thought 2022 was going to be my year. It's not proving to be so far. We've had some stuff going on. Ooh, my hair is a mess already. Anyway, so let's talk about some stuff that's going on. So yeah, I haven't been on because I don't have anything that I can show you. I don't really have any new purchases because I'm simply just working on designing now, which is, it's wonderful, it's exciting, and I'm really thankful that I get to do that. But it does take a lot of my brain power and my thinking, and when you make something for yourself, it's one thing and you can write down notes so that maybe you can do it, but when you're writing a pattern, you have to be so incredibly detailed. And when I did the knit along shawl, not that it was a sheep to shawl presentation in November. My God, wait, let me just take a sip to reset here. When I spun the yarn, and I was doing a sheep to shawl presentation in November. So I spun the yarn and I designed a shawl and I knit it, which was great, but I was like, I'm not gonna write the pattern. But oh my gosh, did I need to write the pattern, because you never know what's gonna happen, right? So fast forward a couple months, and I was reconnected with Tabitha of Long Island Yarn and Farm, and so we were revisiting things. We were gonna revamp some things that I had done for her way back in 2013, and so she had asked about the knit along. What are you gonna do? Oh, hello, Ireland. And so it just very organically came about that she was going to be the sheep part and I was going to be the two shawl part. And it's been really exciting. We have done so much behind the scenes and have been planning so much behind the scenes. Now I have, hey Christina, I have done knit-alongs before. Never in my wildest dreams did I realize how much work goes into them. And so, yarn shops that do knit-alongs you win a prize and you knit along, and that's wonderful. And there's a community. What they're really doing is, finding a pattern that you would like to knit so that they could then sell the yarn, because that's the way that yarn stores make money. So when Tabitha and I came together to do this, it's an incredible amount of work. I'm pretty shocked. And Tabitha is a get up and go kind of girl, and she has been working it. I mean, I'm working it as well, but writing out the pattern and knitting the next sample and talking, we have a closed Facebook group. So you're only allowed in that group if you join the knit along, and it's starting to become quite a community over there. So there's uploading things there and approving people. So it is, it's like a job. And so I'm really excited to be doing this with her. I have the shawl to show you. I don't have the finished shawl because I'm not finished with it yet, but I'll tell you what I did today. So the shawl is fingering weight yarn. You need 800 yards. And that was kind of a guesstimate, 800 yards, because it was hand spun and I didn't measure it. I should have, but I didn't. So I did the best that I could with the numbers, and I got Tabitha's yarn. Now let me show you. This is the yarn that I spun. This is a Rambouillet yarn. So it's really, really soft, really, really floofy. And you can see, so pretty. But here it is. So Tabitha sent me her yarn, which is, now this is 100% Rambouillet. And Tabitha's yarn, I didn't bring the recipe of what it is, but it's wool, alpaca, and silk. And here is hers. Let me tell you something, you guys. I got a beautiful swanky camera to vlog a little bit more and do all that stuff, and I can't figure out how to set it up into my laptop. You want to know? I mean, I could figure it out, but you want to know why? Because I can't figure out what the darn username and password is of my laptop, because I rarely ever use it anymore. So I took a picture of, like, when that little hard drive comes up and you need your username and password, and I sent it to all of my children, all 3 of them, and was like, you guys, how do I do this? I just needed to accept to download the Sony stuff. And so my oldest son, Colin, who is a working man now, he sent me something to figure it out. So hopefully I can figure it out. But now we're on my my iPad, because that's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I use the most. But anyway, but this has like such an unbelievable camera to it. Look at, and it's so this closes down, so when you want to walk around and be a vlogger, I'm sure my family's gonna absolutely love that. You know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. This is the year of I get to do what I want. So anyway, so here is Tabitha's yarn. Now her yarn is 400 yards to 125 grams. So it is a little bit denser, and it is absolutely spectacular. Like when I started knitting with this, I was like, oh, this is way nicer than the one that than the yarn that I had spun up, which is, it's gorgeous. It's lovely. It's lofty. I actually want to knit up a whole bunch of this and make a couple sweaters. Wouldn't it be great with this fun hand spun that I did? Anyway. But what happens is you have to know, hello, Maryland. So what you have to do with this is you have to figure out exactly how much you need for each step. Now, I'm doing a one single color shawl, and you use two skeins, and that's great. But some people want to use two different colors because the shawl has it's a clamshell lace or cockle shell lace on the bottom, and then it is a crescent shaped shawl. So I've started knitting. I started it on Monday. I had to not work on it last night because there was I started to get a little nervous because I broke into my second skein of yarn, and I thought, wouldn't that be awful if here we are, we have almost 30 people, a little over, just about 30 people, give or take, signed up for this thing in this, Tabitha's talking about it on, Vogue Knitting Live and all of this stuff. Can you imagine if I don't have the right number of yards? The life of a designer. So what I've done, I'm going to show you, this is what I have done so far. Yay! Which is the meat of it. It doesn't really look like much, but you can see that it is a garter tab shawl, which starts with a garter tab. And I changed mine so that it's stockinette. The body is stockinette. And then when you get to a certain number, then you're going to cast on enough stitches for the lace, and then you're going to knit the lace back and forth, and every time you come back this way, you're going to gobble up a couple of these stitches. Then you're going to knit back this way, and it's the most stitches that are on there are 17, 18, 23, right? So then you're going to knit back this way, then you're going to come back this way, and when you come back here, you're going to gobble up a couple more stitches here. And so you keep going back and back and back and forth until you get to the end of your shawl. So in the middle of the night, I started panicking a little bit, and I was like, okay, I know that I'm going to get to, hello, Valerie. I'm going to get to, I need 11 shells, right? 11 repeats of the knit pattern, which I kind of want to make it 13, and that's just because I've already knit it before. So I thought, okay, I still have 5 more rows to knit on this shawl, and we're getting up into the 300s stitches. That's going to eat up a lot of this yarn. And I thought, how am I'm not going to knit those 5 rows and then knit, and play yarn chicken. I can't do it. We're too far into the design, into the, everyone knows that it's, what is it? Like presenting mode, which there's a bunch of things I could have done. I could have, instead of had 11, I could have had 9, and all that jazz. So what I did, so you'll see this little yarn mess right here, is I took about an hour and I knit 1 repeat of the lace on here. And this is how much it is. So for those of you, the reason why I'm telling you this is not to say like, oh my gosh, I'm going to play yarn chicken. And it's like a brand new thing that I'm doing with Tabitha. I haven't even told her about it. But if you are in a situation where you're doing lace or you're working on something and you don't know if you're going to have enough yarn, here's the tip, friends. Get out your kitchen scale. So when I was finished with this, I weighed my yarn on the kitchen scale, and I had 86 grams left. I like to do grams instead of ounces because it really, if it's 100 grams, it's just good to see. Oh, hello, Norway. So what I did was I put this on my kitchen scale, and it was 86 grams. So I had 86 grams of yarn left. And then I knit 1 section or 1 repeat, which is 32 rows. I knit that onto the shawl, and then I weighed this again, and it was 82 grams. So I know that every single lace panel is 4 grams of yarn. Not only did I do that, but then I very carefully took it out because I realized I'm going to have plenty of yarn. Don't worry, Tabitha, if you're watching this, we have plenty of yarn. But then I took this out, I undid it, the work that I did, and it was just an hour for peace of mind. And I measured it, how many yards it took. And so I actually measured out a yard and did it, and it takes about 15 and a half yards. So I know that I'm going to have plenty to do everything that I need to do. And so when you're knitting to design, there's a lot of stopping that you have to do. And this is a simple shawl that is like, one size. Writing the pattern is going to be simple, but the steps that you have to go through are a lot. Kind of like the knit along, right? Like once we get going on the knit along and we have our community and our Zoom, it's going to be so much fun. But we've been planning this. We're coming up on 3 weeks where we're on, where we're Zooming together for at least, I don't know, half an hour, sometimes 2 hours, because, granted, we're not just talking about that. But so it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time and effort. And I just hope that any of you that wish to join the knit along, that you come and join with us. You're going to learn some new techniques. Obviously, I will be doing the design part and the teaching part. Tabitha is also going to be doing, so she is a shepherdess and she also shears. So that is part of her profession. And she has a farm. She has beautiful llamas and stuff. Oh, look, this is Carly, their new llama that was born in 2021. She is a little bit of a stickler. Like lots of girls, like lots of daughters. She was born with a health thing. So the yarn measured in yards should also weigh 4 grams. Exactly, Angie, exactly. So this is, actually you can see I have a little lipstick on. I did anyway this morning. And so this is the Carly cup. Okay, so it's been so much fun. We're going to have prizes. I'm going to be demonstrating, if you are part of my Patreon or you've seen my other how-to videos, you absolutely can see how I zoom in on my hands, and I'm here to help if you've never knit a shawl before, or if you've never knit lace before, if you've never done a crescent shawl before. It's all exciting. Hi, Susan. Good morning to you. So that is the knit along. For the information, there are a couple ways to join. You can join and you just receive the pattern and the Zoom links and all the work and all the everything. Thank you, Angie. Angie is going to be part of our knit along already and joining the Facebook group. You can join that way, or you can take advantage of the unbelievable yarns that Tabitha has available, and there are kits with specific colors that are that are available. All of those are on Tabitha's website, which is Long Island Yarn and Farm. Now, I haven't done it yet because this is a live, but give me a little bit after the live is over and everything will be in the description box. I've had a couple people ask me, where is the description box? The description box is right under the picture. There is a little down arrow. If you click on that down arrow, I usually give a little synopsis of what I talked about during the live. There's also any way that you can get in contact with me. And then there's usually like the name of the sweater and the yarn that I used. Or if I discuss Long Island Yarn and Farm, I will put links in all those just in this description. And then you just click on that link and go ahead on over and see what I'm talking about. You can make purchases if you want to do that and all that jazz. So that is the knit along. It starts on February 17th. So you have just a little under a month if you wanted to collect yarn, or if you wanted to head on over and purchase the yarn over there. And it's going to be 4 weeks. Each Zoom is going to be recorded. So if you don't get to be there live, which it's 7 to 9 p.m., we're going to figure out how to hopefully put it in the Facebook group. And if not, the links will be up for a week. So, and all those links will be emailed to the person. Oh, thank you very much. So that's that. So we talked about the knit along. Oh, and then, and I know I've said this a million times, but there is one exclusive yarn that is brandy new to Long Island Yarn and Farms, and that yarn is the one that is that Tabitha said. So she like picks what she wants her yarns to be, and meaning if she wants to add like glitter to it, if she and what the percentages are. It's awesome. I actually can't wait to hear like that part of her life. And so she'll she is putting all these things together, and so she said, well, is there a color that that you like, or a color that, because her colors tend to be muted, very earthy, like absolutely beautiful. And so I had this sweater that I wear a lot, and it reminds me of my mom. And so I said, how about this color? And I happen to have it here because we were just talking about it. So here it is. This sweater is called Heavenly, and the description to the pattern in Ravelry will be down below. This sweater's over 10 years old. It is a fingering weight sweater, and I've worn the what out of it, but it's just a simple, really pretty. Look, I have this color on. I've started to wear this color a lot more because I always get compliments when I wear this color, and also because it reminds me of my mom. And so this is they're making it at the mill right now. So it's not exactly going to be this color, but because this is a different yarn with different yarn content with a pull. But it's going to be very similar to this. And the name that we came up with is A Mother's Love. Isn't that great? It's so nice to talk about my mom and be able to smile and not, cry every time I talk about her. And I think one of the reasons why I'm able to do that is I feel like ever since, if you saw my last, actually it was a vlog, it wasn't a live, I got my first tattoo at 51. So if you haven't seen it, go and see. It was 2 weeks ago today, actually, that I got my very first tattoo. And I'm telling you, I'm showing everyone. I don't care. I show every single person that I see. And not because, it's, I want people to see it, because it's almost like me saying, look, I'm doing better. I am, I'm showing you joy in my life now. And, and I wasn't able to do that for a very long time. So it makes me feel really, really close to my mom. And for those of you that haven't seen it, and this is 2 weeks now, so it's still healing. But for those of you that haven't seen it, which probably all of you on here has seen it, but I love showing it. So here it is. So it says knit a rainbow, and my rainbow are knit stitch. There, you can see our knit stitches. Isn't it cool? It makes me smile so hard. So here it is. And you can see my kids' reaction to it, and my husband, and see a little bit of the process, what I did that morning. I did a vlog, and the other. See, now I'm gonna talk like this so I can just see it. It's hard in the winter because it's covered up, right? But in the summer, it's gonna be out there, friends. All right. Also, let's talk about what I'm wearing. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Let's talk about what I'm wearing. This is a brand new sweater from Handmade Closet. Now, Olga is amazing. She does, her work tends to be very like swooshy, like, very, like Victorian lace, it reminds me of. It's just very soft lines. And I actually went and purchased this yarn at the Blue Pearl over the summer. It was my first time going. And if any of you have ever gone there, it's absolutely wonderful. And I love the ladies there. And this is Marionated Yarns. I am so actually it's the pink and the blue. Maybe this. I'll have to look. I mean, I made it over the when you see on my Instagram when I talk about it, it's a very, very long time ago. But I'm going to show you what the sample is. So this is not an individual pattern on Ravelry. It's part of a book by Traveling Yarn. And the book is available for pre-order. Oh, Marianne is working on my Sherwood sweater while she's watching. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. The book is called Handmade Slow Fashion by Traveling Yarn, and it is available for pre-order. It's going to come out February 16th, I believe. And once I get the information where you can pre-order it, then I'll definitely put that in the description. But if you wanted to go on Instagram on Traveling Yarn, this is the contribution by Olga of Handmade Closet. It's called the Calyx sweater, Calyx, and it reminded her of cotton, of the flower, the cotton flower, how it like bursts from the, I don't know, you can read her description if you wanted to follow Olga on Instagram. But I mean, the detail, look at the detail. Isn't it so pretty? It's been hard not to wear this because these are my favorite colors, navy blue and this color. And just with the white, it's just, So what did I do differently? Because, you know, I look different than a lot of people. I don't remember. I wrote notes. I can't find it. One thing that I will tell you. Oh, my son Colin. He's like, Mommy. Oh, hi, Natalie. He's like, Mommy, you're going to not use your Apple ID. You're going to use your ID. He's so cute. Okay. I'm going to show you a picture. So here is the picture. So you can see. And then on the bottom, there is, there's more to it, which is why I want to show you the whole bit. Oh, they didn't show the whole thing. Okay. No. Okay. So if you look at her arms, this is fingering weight yarn, Marianne. If you look at the so my top is totally the same. Look at my arms. So and then there is some more detail on the bottom of the sweater. And that's very indicative of Olga's beautiful sweaters. Just trying to find the picture that she had. And I don't have it. I apologize. But it's, you know, she usually has a yoke, the sleeves, and then a little bit on the bottom. Now I'm going to stand up. And you can see I have my bottom plain. I have my bottom plain because I don't want to bring attention to this part of my figure. And so I didn't put it on. But quite frankly, when I was knitting this, and I did ask for permission, is that this is so stunningly beautiful that I just wanted that to be the focal point. So I did on the wrists, I did the little bind off with a different color. Well, with this color. And that's all. That's the only change that I made. I probably, you know, so I don't have any color work on the sleeves. So that was the difference that I did. And I absolutely love this sweater. I wear it all the time. As you can see, it's starting to pill in the spots. So I will run over it with my little pill thing that I bought at, it's a D-pillar. You know, it's like, and I got that from my girl Dinah at the Knitting Place in Port Washington. So this new sweater is going to be available in the book. So it, thank you, Rosemary. I love it. I love this color combination. Now there are kits available. If you go on Instagram, if you go on either Olga with She Is Handmade Closet or Traveling Yarn, all one word, lowercase. If you go on there, there are kits available. So if you wanted to knit exactly, and look how beautiful that is. I wonder what yarn it is. I didn't even look. Let's see. Here's the kits. Waiting for the details. Oh, here, good. Now, here, you see how you can see the bottom, that there's a little bit of color work on the bottom? All right, so that's the whole sweater. So mine is just one color all the way to the bottom. And then I didn't do this. I just put that little color at the edge. And that's just my, all right, so. Oh, the yarn is from Traveling Yarn. Well, doesn't that make sense? It's their Paloma, which is a fingering weight, Superfine Merino 10% silk. Ooh, I bet that is super soft. So you can absolutely go ahead and click for the kits. That is such a pretty sweater. I just love it. It's so feminine, right? Because it's not geometric. It's I can't even think of the word. Anybody want to throw out a word that you feel like it is? Isn't it pretty? Anyway, but it's fun when you're knitting something over the summer. Oh, and how about I show you guys one of my photos? And I took these photos, and by I mean my daughter Marin. Wait till you see how it was in the fall, because I see that there's a fall wreath. Oh, here's one. And it's very green out. So here it is. So I'll probably post that on my my grid sometime today. There it is. Squee. That's a nice picture. I love when my daughter takes my picture. She really seems to capture the best of me. Oh, this is a happy one. What happens is when we take these pictures is I like go to pose and my daughter will make a funny face or she'll be like, don't do that. And I start to laugh and that's when she catches the photo because I'm laughing like, I know I look awful. That she's a good one. I'm gonna miss her when she goes to college next year. I don't know. I'll have to have somebody come and take my photos for me. So talked about the knit along. I talked about the sweater that I have on. Talked about my tattoo. Cute pictures. Thank you. And that's pretty much what I have for you all. I've missed you. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Have I done other Olga sweaters? Yes, I have, Angie. I have done, and fun fact about Olga, I met her at Vogue Knitting Live 2 years ago. She came into the booth of the yarn shop that I was working for, and I got to meet her husband as well. They're just lovely people. And she, at the time, her husband was from where my parents grew up. So that was so super cool to have that in common. And yeah, so I have test knit for her before. Yes, and this was a test knit. Any other questions? Here, Dirty cup. Bad language. I'm still drinking my second cup of coffee today. I just love coffee. But yeah, I mean, I haven't. Have you ever tried ladder back jacquard with your color work, Brenda? So have I tried ladder back jacquard? No, I haven't. Can Tweety? I'm gonna write that down though. Ladder back. Can Tweety yarn be used for the life and any fingering weight? Any fingering weight yarn or sport weight yarn. Tweety, if you're thinking about, are you thinking about Tweety DK from Hedgehog? Because that's DK weight, but and of course it's a shawl, right? So there's no, there's no sizing that you have to. If you want to make it in DK weight yarn, you can. The only issue would be that the numbers wouldn't be exactly the same for your yardage. So if you have, 10 skeins of yarn that you want to use up that is a different weight, then absolutely you can use it. And you can send me a quick private message or DM or comment on here, and what maybe, because we are using fingering weight, but we're using a size 8 needle, which makes the stitches a little bit longer and a little bit more open. So I would probably up your needle size, but I really wouldn't know what kind of, oh, okay. Do you know what weight it is? And if it's Tweety yarn that is a fingering weight yarn, absolutely, I think that would be cool. We decided to do it in the natural base because the original design I did was in this natural color. I didn't have it dyed or anything. So that's why. But there's lots of pretty colors. Oof. There's lots of pretty colors available now. We have 50 people on here. This seems to be a good time. Is it Thursday or Friday? I'm all messed up about the days. And it stopped snowing here. It was like the perfect snow because it snowed all morning and it looked all pretty, but it hasn't affected the roads since I have young drivers on the road, which makes me happy. If they're not here at the nest, then it can snow. I don't like it to snow. But when they're all home and not driving, then it can snow a foot. I love the snow. My husband doesn't really like it though. He wants to go where it's warmer. But yeah, so this I don't know. I guess that's it. We're coming up on almost 40 minutes. So what I wanted to tell everyone is, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help push me along in the algorithm. Please leave me a comment. Any questions or comments that you have, I answer every single one back. It does feel like a Friday, Ruth Ann. How are you? And so I just, I would appreciate the thumbs up, and the subscribe would be excellent. And I will figure out how to use my fancy dancy camera because I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And so just on a quick personal note, this week we lost my Aunt Lou, and it's just been, one of those things. And Aunt Lou was, I don't remember life without her. She was my father's sister's partner, and she has been a part of our family for, longer than I've been around. And I just wanted to say that Lou taught me that love has absolutely nothing to do with gender, color, or anything. It just, love simply is love. And I've loved that I've had that be a part of my life for my entire life. And that really comes down to my Aunt Barbara and Aunt Lou and the love that they shared together. And I'll miss her. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and I will see you next time. And when life is hard and days are gray, knit a rainbow. See ya.